Hello, beautiful soul. Parastoo here. I'm a life coach to highly sensitive people. If you're wondering whether you're a highly sensitive person, you can schedule a complimentary session with me, and the link is in the description below. And if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how to thrive as a highly sensitive person. Number one is know your sensitivity and see it as a strength rather than a flaw or a weakness. So not just understanding what it means to be highly sensitive, but also accepting it. Since this is a personality trait that you're born with, the best thing you can do for yourself is really embrace it, accept it, honor it, cherish it, and see the beauty in it. There are so many things that are beautiful about being a highly sensitive person. For example, the depth of processing, you're able to see things that other people will miss. You're able to look at a situation and really dissect it and understand it from many different levels and process it at many different levels. And that's really beautiful. That's a really big gift that you're born with. And then there's of course the empathy part, where you are such an empathetic soul. You feel other people's emotions. When you walk into a room, what's going on with every person in the room. You are able to pick up on their energy, on their feelings, on their emotions, and you know what people need before they even themselves know what they need. So that's all beautiful traits of being a highly sensitive person. And then number two is really understanding how to design your life around your nervous system. You're in charge of your life, right? So you can create a life that is, designed specifically for you. And this is what I call the nervous system aligned living, which is where as highly sensitive people have a very finely tuned nervous system. So we just have to make sure that we're really in touch with that. How is our nervous system doing? Are we in a fight or flight mode, or are we in the rest and digest mode? So when you become overwhelmed, you're likely to be in the fight or flight mode. And when you're feeling calm and collective and at peace, that's when you know that you're in the rest and digest state. So you can create a life that keeps you in that balanced state, right? So that you prevent the overstimulation or overwhelmment. You're very proactive in creating a life that helps you stay in the balanced state. So what does that mean? That means maybe you have, restorative practices such as yoga, meditation, or just simple silence. You can close your eyes for 1 minute or 2 minutes. Even simple techniques like that can actually make a huge difference on your nervous system. And then knowing, when you should stop, knowing your own energy level and knowing, okay, I'm gonna stop before it's too late, right? Before I'm already overstimulated. So you want to really be in tune with your body, your mind, and your state of being, so that you don't get to the point where you're already overstimulated before you take action. You're always wanting to be proactive in taking steps to make sure that your nervous system is taken care of and is in the rest and digest state. Now, you're human. It's not going to always stay in that state, but as much as you can control that, then you want to do that, and also, like, one of the biggest techniques that I teach is somatic techniques. Somatic practices done on a daily basis really helps with regulating your nervous system. And then choosing quality over quantity. That's whether it's friendships, experiences, outings, whatever it is. For you, it's best not to overdo yourself, like not to commit to too many things in one day, too many appointments, too many gatherings. Just make sure that you take, the space that you need to recover from all the stimulation that you're getting throughout the day. And then Number 3 is protecting your emotional boundaries. So as an empath, you will take on a lot of people's emotions. You know, you pick up on the energy around you, on the emotions around you. People's energy and emotions can impact your own state. So you can physically feel that person's emotional state. So if they're sad, you're going to feel sad. If they have a headache, you might actually physically have a headache. So you need to really be conscientious about your boundaries, you know. And if you're walking into a room and you feel like, okay, this is too heavy, there's something going on here where I can feel it, it's too heavy, maybe step out, you know, for 5-10 minutes and be in the fresh air. Look at the beautiful nature around you if that is accessible to you. But being able to know that, okay, does this work for me or no? Do I need to pull away or step away? And it doesn't have to be that you have to leave that situation. It can just be a momentary thing where you leave it, you know, you come back in when you're ready. And just being able to say no, you know, I think we have a tendency to always say yes to people because we really want to help people, we want to serve people, we want to make sure that we are able to do whatever it takes to have a positive impact on somebody else's life. But it starts with you, right? You need to be whole and the best version of yourself before you can help somebody else. So saying no should be kind of becoming a practice that you get engaged in, because I know it's uncomfortable to say no, especially to people that you really care about, but you want to get in the habit of knowing when to say yes and when to say no and not feeling guilty or shamed about it. And then number 4 is really building a sanctuary within yourself and also in your environment. So that just means that, you know, you can do any kind of spiritual practice that helps you be calm and bring that peacefulness, that serenity into your life. So sometimes, for example, I've recently learned to do EFT tapping, and that's really working for me. I do guided meditations, or I just do a simple meditation where I just sit still and be quiet for a while. And I don't time myself. You can do that for as long as you like. You know, there's no right or wrong when it comes to meditation. Whatever works for you. It's best to be able to, whatever you choose, it's best to do it on a daily basis than to, like, you know, meditate one day and then off another day. Consistent really makes a difference when it comes to building your internal sanctuary. And then the same thing goes with your external world, right? So you want to be able to make sure, like, for example, your home is your sanctuary. You design it however it makes sense to you, and you surround yourself with items or, you know, anything that really is pleasing to you. And when you come home, you have that piece of comfort and beauty and relaxation, and really sanctuary is the best way to say it. So you want to build that sanctuary for yourself, not just inside, but also in your home. And then number 5 is find people who feel safe to you and who feel like home to you, that you have a sense of belonging with them. So when you see them, just being in their presence without them even doing anything or saying anything just fills your cup, you know, and you get this beautiful energy from them, and you feel seen, heard, validated, accepted. Again, going back to that sense of belonging. So it doesn't have to be a large number of people. Even one person in your life who you feel that way with is enough. I highly recommend that you actually find other highly sensitive people to surround yourself with, because it's good to see other highly sensitive people and see, wow, you know, look, there's so much beauty in them. They have so much depth. They have so much knowledge, and they're so smart and creative and kind and conscientious, and they really have a sense of justice. All these beautiful characteristics that highly sensitive people have, it's good for you to see that in another person, so that you can see what it looks like when you see it in somebody else, not just in yourself, you know. And when you see it in others, especially in multiple people, if you have access to many highly sensitive people like I have, where I live actually attracts a lot of highly sensitive people, so I'm surrounded by highly sensitive people for the first time in my life, and that's been very helpful, knowing that I'm not alone, you know, that there are other highly sensitive people, and that like when they react in a certain way, that I too react that way. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not the only one that's like this, you know. It's kind of cool to see that in somebody else, and to see yourself in somebody else, and not to feel like, oh, okay, I'm different than others, because we are, right? We're only 20% of the global population. So it's easy to feel like you're different, or you don't belong, or, you know, that maybe your sensitivity is a flaw or a weakness. But none of that is really factual, you know. So the sooner you learn that, and the sooner you embrace your sensitivity and look at it from a perspective of strength and beauty, the sooner your life is going to be transformed, and you're going to thrive in your life instead of just coping in it. Just remember that you were never meant to fit in this world. You know, that this world is not meant for you to just survive in, right? It's meant, you're here to do great things. You have a lot of depth, a lot of beauty, and you're here to heal people, help people, and to just bring a lot of beauty to this world. And you're here to thrive and not just cope. Just remember that. You have a lot of beauty, a lot of strengths. You have your own superpowers that you need to hone in on and start using, so that you could live the best life. See you in my next video.